Ah! Oh my god, I'm never doing that ever again!
We have returned to yet another character who lives in their own world, but interacts with Okarin in his own unique way.
That is a really good point. You're right.
Daru is his fellow student and fellow scientist, inventor. Daru interacts with him with resignation and begrudging acceptance of his attitude.
It's like he hangs out with him, but he throws literally everything he does back in his face.
Yeah, Mayuri is his childhood friend, so she hangs out with him and is usually interested in what he has to say, what he's doing, and going along with him. Akise...
Well, she goes along with everything.
That's true.
And just sort of accepts everything without a second thought.
Does lots of things without a second thought.
I mean, she ate the Gelbana, for goodness sake.
Is a rival. Is his scientific rival.
And smashed him to bits.
And now we have Luka, who is his...
Disciple?
Master-disciple relationship, but it's unique compared to everyone else's relationship. And Luka is a priest. So his world is the world of spiritualism, you know?
That is really, really fascinating. And it is interesting that everyone relates to the main character in a different way. And that's also generally a sign of like a high quality story.
But I figured in the context of what's going on, like the kind of multiple worldy thing just kind of fits with the theme.
Yeah, specifically, rather than the hallmark of a good story, it's the hallmark of a good visual novel where the main character, you're inside the main character's head, you're seeing things from their perspective. So you need to have this type of character relationship, or the concept of a visual novel with a fixed perspective protagonist does not work.
We're the Bittersweet Gamers!
Speaking of not working! I'm the Opinionator!
And I'm We Squared, and we've filibustered enough in the last episode, so let's go.
Right, we ended in a weird spot, and then because we were trying to figure out if the scene was ever going to end, and then we were like, okay, forget it, we just have to stop. So that means there might be some tips that pop up without the marker, so we have to pay attention to get them.
だってコスプレするなんて僕恥ずかしいよ。でもルカ君は絶対似合うと思うんだ。こんな可愛い子が女の子のはずがないって大人気になるよ。ねえ、しようよコスプレデビュー。
What an interesting person Mayuri is.
Yeah. Someone this cute can't be a girl. It is an unwritten rule to use this phrase whenever you see someone who looks like a cute girl, but is either of unspecified gender or actually a boy. This expression is also used sarcastically with boyish-looking girls.
This is the first time that Mayuri has done something outside of just interacting with Okarin, showing that she has her own interests.
Mm-hmm.
Mayuri's hobby is making costumes. She's made at least 30 so far, but it's rare for her to wear one herself. Like she said, she doesn't like wearing them, she just likes making them. Instead, she seems to get her kicks from seeing other people wear them.
Do you have to phrase it like that?
And it looks like she's chosen Luka-ko as her next target.
And he calls Luka Luka-ko.
Mayuri called him Luka-kun.
Right, it's not a Mayuri nickname.
That's how you can tell that it's a master-disciple relationship, a relationship that's different because
he gave him a nickname?
それよりルカ子よ。俺がこの神社を訪ねたのは他でもない。お祓いを頼みたいのだが、やってもらえないだろうか。
And the way he talks to him, like that deep, serious way of talking. Hey.
お祓いですか？だったらお父さんに。
いや、そこまで大げさにしなくていい。気休めでいいのだ。
That's why I came here instead of Kanda Shrine.
というわけで、例のあれを持ってこい。
The usual?
I'm concerned.
例のあれと言いますと。
And of course, no one knows what he's talking about.
He just wants to say things like that.
お祓いと言ったらあれに決まっている。
I don't know if he's...
正式な名称はわからんが、 棒に白い紙がふさふさとついていて、神主がわさわさと振るやつだ。
That's what I was thinking of. That's what I was visualizing. It was like, that thing.
Yeah, I don't know what that's called either.
今のオカリンの説明、ゆとりっぽいね。
Shut up, banana girl.
Quite a shock to hear that from my Yuri.
俺に取り付いた悪霊が
Sealed in his arm. Did he just come here to play?
Of course he did.
静まれ悪霊よ急げルカ子俺は乗っ取られる
So he's going to chop it off and then like construct a metal hand prosthetic, and then it's going to turn into bad Okarin. That was an Army of Darkness reference.
Oh, that's a great movie.
Yeah.
I love how the way he delivered that line was extremely bad acting.
そんな、岡部さん、しっかりしてください。
So I guess Luka just accepts what he does at face value, which is also totally different than everyone else.
Yeah, yeah.
Daru makes fun of him. Mayuri
Kind of hand waves it, doesn't really pay much attention to it.
ignores it is what I was gonna say. And I guess Kurisu has been trying to engage with it seriously, which results in her tearing him to pieces.
俺は岡部さんではない
Uh-huh. He's hoeing Kyoma.
すいません、京馬さん。でも僕、どうしたら
And
I'm just a priest in training. I don't actually know how to do an exorcism. That's why I wanted to get my dad.
and this music.
お祓いを急げこの前教えた通りにやればいい
And of course, he doesn't understand Lukako's world either.
Well, we don't have any idea about Luka's world.
Right, but it's like,
No, I mean, we don't really know anything about it.
えっと、
But no, you're right. It's yet another case of everyone existing in their own world outside of every other character. I mean, it makes sense for a story to have a band of misfits as its protagonists, but it's nonetheless pretty interesting that they're this separate.
that's what makes me think that there's a reason for it. Like theming.
頼む悪霊を俺の中から追い出してくれ
For crying out loud. Reason tells me he's a guy, but his lovely appearance makes me feel guilty. Like I made a frail girl cry. The voice of a girl, the mannerisms of girl. It just said of girl. More feminine than any girl I know.
Point of order? Nah, Mayuri's very girlish.
But he's a guy. Taller than Mayuri, yet oh so slender. But he's a guy. Looks stunning in Miko robes. But he's a guy. It's almost evening, yet still hot as hell outside.
Because it's a game.
No, I think you got the wrong one.
Darn it! I may have gotten the wrong joke, but I did predict the joke.
But he's a guy.
大丈夫だ悪霊は去ったようだよくやったなルカ子
He's the one who calls Luka Lukako, who I would like to point out does refer to himself with Boku, which is masculine.
Yeah.
With a sigh of relief, I offer Lukako my thanks.
お役に立ててよかったです。
Lukako gave us some corn on the cob, and Mayuri and I left Yanabayashi Shrine.
Okay.
Though this corn was originally sent to Lukako's home, Lukako offered to share it with the lab after it proved to be too much for his family to eat. We truly owe Luka for providing us with these valuable supplies.
Is that why he came here?
The glucose will go to my brain and fuel it!
So that must have been corn in the bags, not bananas.
Still fired up after Lukako's exorcism, Mayuri swung her bag of corn about like a sword.
Ah, yes.
I guess actually those weren't bags of...
Bags of corn. It's okay.
Not that I can blame her. I was excited myself.
I really like corn.
We tried taking a shortcut, but found our path blocked off.
Clearly this was a ploy of the organization.
Reasonable, I suppose, given that the bridge led to Radicon. With our progress halted, Mayuri takes out her pocket watch to check the time. It's a very old watch, not the sort you'd expect a high school girl to carry.
Probably a memento from her parent or grandparent or something.
But then again, when you think about Mayuri, basically none of your expectations come true, so why should this be any different? Its name is Pockety!
Of course it is.
Ever since elementary school, Mayuri has carried Pockety with her
Oh,
everywhere.
wow.
It's her most important treasure. If she's concerned about the time, it must mean she has to go to work soon. Without saying a word, I extend my hand to Mayuri, offering to take the corn back to the lab myself.
Aw. It's a nice
あ
moment.
りがと
Don't worry. I will eat it all myself later.
う。じゃあ、マユシーはこれからバイトだから、もう行くね。
Wonder where she works.
マヨリ、お前はあの時ラジカンで男の悲鳴を聞いたよな。
Yeah, that scream so long ago was like, and then that's when we found Makise.
Yeah. Yeah! I forgot about
悲鳴
that.
それっていつのこと？
It was today.
今日の昼だ。
聞いてないかな。
そうか。わかった。だったらいい。
Just another discrepancy in his memories, I suppose.
変なオカリ。
Yes!
So I guess we've established the daily life.
I suppose so. 6:14.
I return to the lab to see a large, fearsome man standing out front.
Probably the landlord.
He's the workshop's manager. Actually, the owner of this whole building, Tennouji Yuugo.
I was right.
I call him Mr. Brown. It's a fitting name for someone who loves brown tubes, and besides, look at him. Despite not actually wearing brown, doesn't he just scream out brown?
He screams out Mr. Clean to me.
Why must you always go there, you person unable to wear a hat?
My hat's built in.
When I was in middle school, back when I had hair, the principal was very bald. And I don't know if he shaved his head every day, super smooth, or if he just did not grow hair on his head. But he had a mustache. And one day, there was a school announcement in 4th period.
Uh-huh.
Attention, attention, will the student who took the turtle wax off the principal's desk please return it to the office? No questions will be asked. Laughter erupted all over the entire school.
I bet it did.
I suspect it wasn't even a joke, and that's what the turtle wax was for.
Probably, yeah. That would make sense.
Because I doubt he was considering washing...
A turtle.
Well, a car! That's what it's for! No sooner had he caught my attention than an unfamiliar woman jumped out from the brown tube workshop What? How many people am I gonna meet today?
Oh, goody.
You see that look
Uh-huh.
on Rintarou's face?
Uh-huh.
That is also the look on my face.
Uh-huh.
She said, "Oha."
Uh-huh.
Didn't get to the Ohio.
Ah, I see. What's that? I'm sorry.
I actually find that way of speaking really irritating.
あれ
Maybe she's his daughter?
She is not Okarin's daughter.
Not Okarin! Mr. Brown!
Ah, so she's Little Brown?
Brown Jr.?
Who is this? What sort of woman greets people like that?
天音鈴葉です
Incidentally, if you look at Tennouji's apron,
Uh-huh. I love CRT. Yeah.
that is highly amusing. Okay, well, doesn't look like it's his daughter.
Okay, probably not. I mean...
Amane Suzuha. And after that nightmare of a greeting, she just introduces herself? Such bold behavior! Could she be an organization spy?
Now.
ああ、バイトの面接したいって子な。
Well, that explains that.
Why? Why would you voluntarily want to come work part-time at a place that can't possibly have any business?
Maybe it does. Maybe she is also a tube nut.
Maybe that... Did you say tube nut?
Yeah.
バイトの面接だとこんな若い女性がこの新規臭くておしゃれ感ゼロで繁盛もしておらず無才おっさんが店長のブラウン管工房にバイト希望だというのか
Oi.
Meanwhile, Tennouji, or Mr. Brown, is like, get the hell out of my building.
おめえ、来月から2階の家賃1000円増しな。
That is the correct response.
俺は事実を言ったまでですよ。もっとも部外者が口を出す問題ではないがしかしブラウン管工房がバイトを募集していたとはな。この暇さではその必要性を全く感じないのだが
One moment. Let me raise my rent incrementally.
ああそれは私が電話で無理って頼んだんです
Why would he want to pay her?
最初は断られたんだけどさ店長さんにどうしてもお願いしますって
年は
18
Same as me. How convenient. What's the genre of this game again?
なんでうちで働きたいんだ
That's the best question. The biggest question
ブラ
here.
ウン管が好きだから
Okay, she's a tube nut. An otubu, if you will.
Otubu?
採用明日から来い
Good enough for me!
I'll tell you what, if you come up to me and you're like, can you explain to me the difference between bits and funnels? I would like to hear you talk about Gundam. I'll be like, glad you asked! Rub my hands together and, it's all about framing.
それでいいのかというかこれはコントかもしかして仕込みか
See, he's like, I could have gotten this job by doing the same thing, and I wouldn't have to do anything different than I do, and would be paid for it.
ありがとう店長さんところでさ君は誰
I'm the weirdo that lives upstairs.
俺のな聞きたいというのかいややめておけそれを知ることでお前にも最悪が降りかかるかもしれん
Here it comes.
I can't believe how pervasive this is and how dedicated he is to the cause of talking like the hardest of hardcore Chuny. It's almost at the point where I don't find it funny anymore.
これまでも多くの人が俺の名を知ったことで機関に狙われたアメリカのサライタリアのクラウディアフランスのシモーヌこれ以上誰かを危険な目に遭わせるわけには
Okay, man. Okay.
One day, he will find the girl that bites.
Is that what you think it all is?
おい、アホな妄想してんじゃねえよ。
Stop being
こ
an
の
idiot.
バカ男は2階に曲がりしてる岡部倫太郎ってんだ。
岡部ではない。俺は法院。
うるせえ。家賃さらに1000円上乗せするぞ。
Yes, sir. I'm very sorry.
岡部倫太郎だ。
君を狙ってるその期間ってのが何なのかわかんないけど、もし困ってんなら私に相談して。岡部倫太郎、そういうの慣れてるからさ。
Huh.
は？
Oh no. He did find the one that bites. The person who took him up on the Chuny stuff and responded in kind. Is that what he's about to do? If so, he's gonna be like, ba-dump, ba-dump. Stuff. Like what?
場合によっては手段を選ばず痛めつけてやることも可能だし。
Okay.
Oh yeah?
Mr. Brown、彼女は採用しない方がいいと思う。
Mr. Brown。
ああ、物騒だな。騒ぎ起こしたらクビにするからな。そもそもその期間なんたらは岡部の創作だから本気にすんな。
He's kind of a weirdo. Just don't worry about him.
Clearly.
創作？
Maybe she's super gullible.
せいぜいそう思ってるがいいさ。
そういうのが流行ってんだ。勉強になったよ。
Current trend?
I But someday the world will kneel before me.
I don't think it's the organization we need to watch out for.
Okay, so that's probably good that she didn't completely take him up on it, but it does feel like, I guess after the lecture, we have to do a whole bunch of light things again before the game actually begins.
Kind of cleanse the palate, sort of maybe, it's like, okay, here's all the heavy scientific stuff, now here's some funny Okarin stuff. And like introducing more characters.
I guess we do really need the characters, but this has been a relatively expansive beginning.
Mm-hmm.
After I make it back to the lab, I lug the broken TV down to the brown tube workshop for repairs. It's so heavy. My scientist frame cannot handle lifting this 50-pound TV. The sign on the door says closed, but I know from past experience not to take it at face value. Sure enough, I see Mr. Brown in his workshop, relaxing with a cup of tea.
おう、どうした岡部。
I played the accursed alpaca man on this TV, and his might destroyed it.
どうしたもこうしたもないですよ。あなたからもらったテレビが壊れた。
おめえ、俺のブラウン管を乱暴に扱いやがったな。
I was just slightly experimenting on it.
Mr. Brown disapproves. Look at him.
It's not quite as excellent as Daru disapproves.
But Mr. Brown disapproves powerfully.
Oh yes, it's a different kind of disapproval.
愛が足りねえんだよ、愛が。
I really like Mr. Brown.
I like how Mr. Brown is drinking tea from this tiny
This
teacup.
tiny teacup, yeah.
A muscle-bound bald guy talking about love. How beautiful! No, actually it sends shivers down my spine.
修理をお願いしたい。最優先だ。
相変わらず変な話し方だな、おめえって。
That, what do you mean? Talk like that. That's who I am, right?
I see no sign of Suzuha Amane, the woman from earlier, inside the shop. What I do see are CRT screens everywhere.
Which makes perfect sense.
But it's dim, it's dark, it's dingy, and it's kind of creepy, and there was that big deal about her demanding a job, and then where'd she go?
Well, he said she starts tomorrow.
Gee, neither I nor Okarin noticed that. Perhaps we're too busy living in our own worlds, normie.
Well, I'm so sorry I live in my own world, which happens to be the world everyone else lives in!
Not everyone lives in that world! I reject that world, for it is stupid. Billy disapproves.
Eyes narrow.
The haphazard layout makes them seem like junk, but they're all functional according to Mr. Brown.
But he's not gonna play them all!
He's got a full range of both old and new. Some of them are probably older than me. There are even some flat screen and HD CRTs that came out just before LCDs took the market.
Really?
Huh.
ああ、これは多分基板のハンダ浮きだな。直せろぜ。
そうですか。ではよろしく。
待ってろ。見積もり書作ってやる。
Yeah, I shall be extracting money from you, Okabe.
金を取るのか?
Why wouldn't he?
当たり前だろ。払わねえつもりだったのか。
Didn't Okarin lease that TV from him? Does he not?
That's what he said.
Does he not guarantee his products? And the whole point of a lease, right, is if it breaks, you just get another one because you're paying for the lease, right?
I guess?
このテレビはあなたからもらったものだぞ。
だからなんだよ。アフターサービスまでタダでやってやるとは言ってねえぜ。
Now there you go.
おのれ。寿命間近のオンボロを押し付けておいて、その言い草とは。
うるせえな。だったら人ってやってもいいんだぞ。家電リサイクル法で回収費ももらうけどな。
横暴だぞ。人類史の未来を変えるやもしれぬ男からたかろうとは。
ああ？それ誰のことだ？
Explain it to me in more detail.
俺のことに決まっているでしょ。
歯磨いて寝ろよガキ。そもそも2階をただ同然で貸してやってるこの俺にそういうこと言うとはいい度胸だな。
I see.
修理代は弾もう、ミスター・ブラウン。
Time to talk big.
I managed to talk him into giving us a temporary replacement TV in exchange for the repair fee and carry it back up to the lab so I can fire up Alpaca Man 2.
Excellent.
I'm not gonna lie, I considered checking my phone when I heard the vibration.
That's pretty funny.
It's from Mayuri.
Luka is super popular, you know? Even more popular than the hero, Kakeru-kun. They're so cute, I want to collect them all. It's like how you used to collect black fingerless gloves, remember?
So does this stuff really change, like, the ending? Or
The stuff that affects the ending will happen in later chapters.
So this stuff just is kind of like affects the text that we're going to be getting?
Uh-huh, and gets us more information about the people that he texts. The time has come. The mystery must be solved. Ancient spirits of evil, answer me! Which response do we pick? Ah! Well, according to the ancient spirits of evil, it's fingerless gloves.
Yeah, I don't think we're consulting ancient spirits of evil.
Ah, well, you know, it's all a matter of perspective, really.
Indeed. But you must never speak of that to anyone else. Though, aren't those gloves really cool? It was necessary to seal the abomination lying dormant in this right arm of mine.
Is that why you had to get an exercise? Because you stopped wearing them?
There. That should do it. I like how he's annoyed with it. My
Next
gosh!
day,
Is that 1 p.m. or 1 a.m.?
1 a.m.
Once it got dark, I started looking for more information on the mass disappearance phenomenon and Makise Kurisu's stabbing. I searched through a number of news sites, only to turn up nothing.
Man, this raw corn on the cob is delicious.
You can't eat it raw. It won't work.
Okay.
He's not a chicken. So were those hallucinations after all?
At-chan.
Atto channeru, but the channeru is written in hiragana instead of katakana, which is what you normally use to write a loan word. Well, it produces a certain effect. As for what that effect is, well, it is one.
Okay, I'll take your word for it.
But while I was looking at Chan, I noticed that a thread was posted by John Titor.
Oh, yeah?
John Titor.
Was it about time travel, perhaps?
Miraijin John Titor. Well,
Hey.
the question is why would John Titor be talking in Japanese? Well,
Shh.
I guess since he comes from the future, he must have a universal translator, or by coincidence, he knows Japanese.
Any of these could be true.
Wait, John Titor is back? Or somebody calling themselves that anyway. John Titor appeared on an American BBS 10 years ago, claiming to be a time traveler. Or 10 years ago from this game, so 2000.
Yeah.
He claimed to have traveled from the year 2036 in order to obtain an old computer, the IBM 5100. His claims started quite a storm among the BBS denizens.
Because they're all gullible. IBM.
It was IBM.
I know. Fictional. An American computer company. Not only do they develop and sell hardware and software, they also offer service and consultation to enterprises. In recent years, they have made the latter their main focus. IBM invented floppy disks and hard disk drives.
Titor also made several accurate, if fragmentary, predictions of future events.
30%.
Yasuhiro Titor?
No one must ever know.
Accurate, huh?
Well, I mean, if you're vague enough with your predictions, you know, like a great calamity could happen this year.
The start of the Iraq War and the spread of Creutzfeldt-Jakob disease, for example. Then again, the start of the Iraq War, Billy just said it, there will be a great calamity this year.
Mm-hmm.
You just sort of hope and, you know.
Creutzfeldt-Jakob disease. Another name for bovine spongiform encephalopathy, BSE, commonly known as mad cow disease, but only used in the case of human infection.
Wait a minute, does that mean that we're the bovine spongiform gamers?
No.
Oh, okay. Mad human disease.
Early symptoms
That did happen at that time, didn't it? Didn't it come from, like, Britain, like a huge outbreak?
Ah.
I don't know. 9/11 happened, and so I forgot everything about this.
Early symptoms include memory loss, abnormal movements, personality changes, dementia, and muscle stiffness. In severe cases, the patient may waste away for 1 to 2 years before dying of respiratory paralysis or other complications. Mad cow disease is caused by prions poking holes in your brain. If I remember correctly, I'm not a member of the CDC, sorry.
I thought it had something to do with your cells mistakenly recognizing it as your own neural tissue, even though it's in your stomach. And then I guess it leads to that.
I might be wrong. I might be conflating it with something else.
Well, no, I mean, I might be wrong about that too. Not really an expert on mad human disease or mad cow disease, but you get it from cannibalism of the central nervous system.
Brains.
Brains are actually pretty darn nutritious.
That'll do, Damon. That'll do.
Okay. You know, now I want to look this up. You know, how close did he predict these? I remember when I read about it. Anyway, to prove he was from the future, he explained the principles behind his time machine and provided pictures of its operation manual. But after about 4 months, he disappeared without ever revealing his identity. At one point, His predictions gained popularity even in Japan.
I like the close-up of the hourglass.
Yes, he certainly did get some things right, or maybe he was vague enough to be right. But, on the other hand, did you hear that mouse click? But, on the other hand, he missed several others. Some of his posts contradicted each other, too. That's why, to this day, most people doubt his authenticity as a time traveler.
But if the multiverse theory is correct, then that would make sense. Oh!
Well, just like how when we're trying to figure out what could happen next and we present a range of possibilities,
Yeah.
it is also true that, say, a military strategist, a business consultant, presents a range of possibilities. And then you try to figure out which one is the most likely, but by analyzing all of the information, you come up with a range.
Right.
So these predictions could be a range of predictions, and like you said, if multiverse theory is correct, then whatever world he's in, he may not entirely know, but there could be a range of things that could happen, and so long as some of them are right, like if a military strategist... I mean, I say military strategist like I'm talking about Kong Ming or something, but I mean, what about just like somebody who works in the military talking about a given situation that exists, or coming up with like a response plan or something? If they present a range of possibilities, and then one of the possibilities that they presented actually happens, then they'll be hailed as a genius. What I'm doing is I'm attempting to look at John Titor in the best light.
If you consider multiple factors and make many predictions based on that factors, and one of them comes true, then you were right. Because you considered those factors.
Anyway, that's the best way that I could come up with to make Titor seem plausible. Is like that doing the backwards multiverse thing.
Backwards multiverse.
So, after 10 years of silence, that same John Titor is now on a Japanese BBS?
I highly doubt it.
Ridiculous. This is obviously a troll.
Do I have to explain what... Okay. Trolling on the internet to post controversial opinions or false information for the purpose of provoking a reaction. Because no one watching this knew what that was!
First of all, John Titor is American, yet now he's posting on @channel in Japanese? I don't expect you to believe that I came from the year 2036. I see that everyone on this world line would like to know more about my time machine. Time travel technology was developed by CERN. They completed the first time machine in 2034. Also, hey, don't talk smack about the cat-type robot.
Doraemon is excellent. You can all go away.
CERN, huh? Also, is this just Dr. Nakabachi?
Hey!
Wouldn't you think it is?
It would kind of seem like that, considering how he was posting all of John Titor's theories and such in his presentation. CERN, fictional, a French acronym for Société Européenne pour la Recherche Nuclear, or European Society for Nuclear Research.
Or Billy doesn't know how to pronounce anything French, or half of things in English.
The world's largest elementary particle physics laboratory, located on the Franco-Swiss border near Geneva, has a bank, a library, a post office, and a dorm on the premises. Scientists from around the world gather at CERN to research particle physics. It's where the Giant Hadron Collider is located. I think. Its real-world analog is CERN, CERN.
Ah, I see.
Oh!
CERN, huh? Haven't heard that one before. Still, if you wish to start a conspiracy theory, you should present more detailed evidence. So, who are you, a CERN insider?
Are you a concerned citizen?
Ah, Freemasons.
Why put this on CERN in the first place? It's not like there's some evil lab. They've never even officially announced that they were researching time travel. Unless you're saying their particle physics work somehow morphed into time travel stuff? You're doing God's work.
Ah, goo-goo-doo.
Speaking of trolls, we have to burn the world.
Wow, Cross-posted from Wikipedia.
Large Hadron Collider, yep. YouTube?
Mewtube!
Pokeball, go! Wait, that's something else.
Kuri Gohan and Kamehameha Sage.
There's a lot on here.
I mean, they'd be dealing with quantum teleportation, right? And modern sci-fi is always talking about taking micro-level stuff to a macro level to develop time machines or teleporters. It has basis in reality, too. The microscopic world can provide hints as to how to solve our macro problems. Not that I'm trying to back up John Titor or anything. That kind of reminds me of a Michael Crichton novel that involved, like, the main characters time traveling back into the Middle Ages.
Uh-huh.
No, it was the Dark Ages. For whatever use the word Dark Ages is, I don't really like it. The way that time travel worked in that Crichton novel, they shrunk, like via destruction, via some type of atomic destruction, but I don't remember exactly how. It shrunk people until they got to the point where they could physically pass through.
I see.
Like the Steins Gate, the barrier between worlds or something.
Oh, that's pretty interesting.
Like if you can... What the heck barrier were they passing through? I don't remember. I just remember that it was like...
The bonds of time itself.
I was just like, isn't this a little too on the nose? You shoot them down until they're tiny, and then they walk through a hole in the fabric of the universe?
CERN has a monopoly on time machines. Not even the most powerful nations on Earth can acquire one, to say nothing of private citizens. CERN used their time machine for power. By 2036, the world has become a dystopia. There is no war, no conflict. However, that is a false peace founded on the complete eradication of liberty. What does LOL mean? Hey. Dystopia, the opposite of a utopia. For example, a completely regulated society in which most people are denied privacy and freedom.
Pro-dystopia. Good job here, dude. What if Titor's the real perpetrator behind the New Gen murders?
What? New Gen incidents. Fictional. The popular name for the string of bizarre serial murders that occurred in Shibuya 1 year ago. A total of 14 people died in all 7 incidents. The methods of murder were entirely unorthodox, which led to its cult popularity among the young of Shibuya. The mass media dubbed this new generation madness. A 25-year-old man was arrested as the culprit, but passed away in the Shibuya earthquake immediately afterwards. To this day, rumors remain on the internet that he was not the true culprit. It's probably gonna come up.
Those dirty dang monkeys! All you fools. That's why you should have just ignored garbage like Hunter x Hunter anyway. Oh my god, I can't believe we're still sifting through these.
It never ends.
I mean, some of this stuff is spicy, some of this stuff is amusing, some of this stuff is insightful.
But a lot of this stuff, My head's spinning from all of your questions. I just don't know where to start. I'll just try to explain as much as I can. I'll start by talking about the experience of time travel. A successful trip requires a great deal of G-force. Normally about 2 Gs. That is not a lot of G-force. When you begin, a gravitational field is generated around both the time machine and the passenger.
2 Gs isn't a lot of G-force?
I guess it is, but I'm used to hearing like about jets that can go to like 3 or 4 Gs, so I guess... Anyway, things are practically pitch dark while you're traveling through time, but you can see some rainbow-colored particles floating around.
Of course they're rainbow-colored.
Because you travel in a vacuum, longer trips require you to have oxygen tanks at the ready. At full power, it takes about 1 hour to travel 10 years.
So what you're telling me is it's the gummy ship sections in Kingdom Hearts.
Aha!
There you go, Billy. 2 Gs is a passenger plane.
See, that's not all that much.
I just don't have a frame of reference.
Okay, dealing with it for hours on time, because you would have had to have been in it for many hours to travel.
Hours on time? Yeah, you know, thinking about it, a 2G roller coaster going on for an hour would beat you down. It's like burns. They're like a first-degree burn, they're not very painful. They just don't ever stop hurting, and after a while, you just can't take it anymore. I came here to change my present. In other words, your future. My mission is to destroy CERN's dystopia and restore freedom to the world. This is a wonderful time you're living in. Everyone is free, but you will lose it all in just 20 short years. It is vitally important that you understand what the future has in store. What's a trip code? I might get one if you tell me what it is. I ain't sending anybody a time machine.
I wonder if this might be Okarin from the future.
Hey, that's a good point. This is like the super conspiracy-oriented thing is the type of thing that's going to move Okarin.
That's true.
In any case, this, again, is likely the game's actual plot. I wonder if, outside of the MewTube, if that's a real address. Oh, you're going to find out?
Oh yeah, why not, man? I'll be danged!
The CERN black hole.
It's just the kind of 3D graphical representation of what the black hole might look like if it swallowed the world.
If the Large Hadron Collider created a black hole that destroys the world. This is a video simulation of what it might look like as the Earth is destroyed from the inside out. I'm glad we did that!
That was really interesting!
Okay, this is so freaking long! My time machine is more like prototype. Nice typo there, Titor.
From the future.
That was created. Typo from the future!
Hey!
That was created based on technology we stole from CERN. Its capabilities are limited. To put 2036 in a nutshell, basically, Earth is being ruled by a dictatorship. The dictatorship strictly regulates humanity without giving them any privacy. So they're saying 1984 as opposed to Brave New World, even though Brave New World is actually remarkably accurate. Everything from what we eat, where we live, and even who we marry are automatically decided for us. Anybody who opposes the dictatorship will be killed mercilessly. There are no trials.
I suppose there's another possibility. What if Okarin becomes the dictator in the future?
What would make you jump to that?
No, I'm just trying...
Are you trying to make Okabe Rintarou the villain and the hero simultaneously?
Look, this is a visual novel. We cannot remove the main character from suspicion. And you know it. I'm just trying to cover all my bases.
So this right here, saying we only get Titor's point of view, maybe he's the problem, that's actually a very valid thing to consider. Is this the truth, Ken?
You're talking about the so-called grandfather paradox. That has been debunked. This world line has a divergence of 0.571024% compared to the world line I came from. Killing my father would alter divergence, creating a world line where my father is dead. However, it would not erase this world line. I would go on existing.
So the idea is, just like we thought, because they've been constantly using the word world line, that it creates, or that it deals with world lines, which technically I'd never heard the word, but you instantly understand what it means, because it was just like the thing where I had created the 4 different universes, right? Right? Where it's like, as long as there's a divergence, you're no longer in the same world. That's also a very zero escape way of doing things.
CERN is a particle physics research institution. That hasn't changed in 2036. It is possible to meet your past self. The prevailing theory in my time is that nothing would happen. I, however, haven't met my past self.
You'd probably just feel angry and jealous all at the same time. And pity them. Is this ever gonna end?
No. Hey! Validation! Schrodinger's cat. A thought experiment proposed by physicist Erwin Schrödinger.
Pretty sure his name is actually more like Schrödinger, but anyway.
Schrödinger intended it as a paradox that would refute quantum theory, but it has since been proven to not be a paradox.
Huh.
It is often referenced in fiction as an example of the complexities of quantum mechanics. A cat is placed inside a box. The box also contains a vial of poisonous gas and a sample of some radioactive substance. If the radioactive substance emits an alpha particle, it sets off a sensor, releasing the poisonous gas and killing the cat. Assume the radioactive substance has a 50% chance of emitting 1 alpha particle per hour. After 1 hour, you open the box. The cat has a 50-50 chance of being alive or dead. Question is, was the cat alive or dead before you found it? According to Einstein, your observation of the cat's condition is irrelevant. The cat was either alive or dead before you opened the box.
Huh, wonder what the other interpretation of that is.
The one where they're simultaneous, like you said, probably.
What? I just pulled that out of my butt to say something dumb.
Wouldn't that be funny? I do not feel the need to prove that I am what I say I am. I am only posting these messages on a whim. My mission comes first. Against the organization! Oh crap, I should have said that!
I see, so the trolling is nearly done.
Damon, the trolling is never done.
Actually, how do you measure the world-line divergence rate?
I think that's a very legitimate question.
World lines are like an infinite number of rivers flowing in parallel. Along the way, they are constantly branching out into new world lines. This is called divergence. For example, whether or not you post on this message board has practically no effect on this world line's divergence, because you don't matter. But
Burn!
if you were murdered, let's say, then divergence would change. However, it would only change by about 0.000002%, if that.
Because you don't matter.
A single human being's death is not terribly significant on a global scale, unless you're somebody like Genghis Khan. Wars, disasters, acts of terrorism, and other events that cause widespread death and destruction have a much greater effect on divergence. Thanks for telling me about trip codes, so I guess we missed that.
I don't really care.
I'll make sure to use this one from now on. I'm starting to get tired.
Hey, you're starting to get tired?
So let's pick up again tomorrow. It's been fun talking to everybody.
Hallelujah! Hallelujah!
Ah! I read through the entire thread, but archives are already popping up. Of course, there have been sites dedicated to John Titor for years now.
Before I knew it, it was 3 days later.
So this is why I look like I'm 35, even though I'm 18. It's all 2chan's fault. Cursed Dr. Pipper, keeping me alive. This new John Titor is clearly an imposter. In fact, imposter is it's too kind a word. This is probably all copy pasta. There are many Titor fanatics on Atchan. He's not exactly a household name in Japan, but I doubt anyone would fall for this level of trolling. Though I guess a lot of people did do about 4 or 5 hours worth of trolling on the guy. As I continue to read, however, I find the response the opposite of what I expected.
Yeah?
Everyone is accepting this time traveler as if this were his first appearance.
Another divergence.
Why?
In the world line he's currently in, this is his first appearance. That's what he's getting at, I think.
Oh, I see. You're right.
In this world line, he didn't appear 10 years ago, and it wasn't in America.
We didn't even think about that at all. Nobody has even mentioned his appearance 10 years ago. Finding this strange, I try posting a retort, but everyone ignores me. What the hell? You can figure this out if you do a little research, people!
But will he find... If he tries to research it, will he be able to find it?
There's the original John Titor thread archive in English, for one thing. Just use Google. Plenty of blogs about Titor in Japanese, too. I enter John Titor's name into a search engine.
I can't read that.
12 matches.
Oh.
Wait. Only 12? Moreover, all 12 are about the current Titor's postings on Atchan. I can't find a single trace of the Titor from 10 years ago. What the hell is going on? Well, this is definitely what's going to move him because he's been caught up in this and, well, whether he wants to go back or not, who knows? But it's like, what would you do if you found yourself accidentally in another world line? Another world that was recognizably not where you came from, but mostly the same.
I imagine it would depend on how divergent it is. If you're not affected that badly by the divergences, is that really a bad thing?
For that matter, in this world line, Makise Kuris is alive, and in where he came from, she's not.
That's true!
Also, Nakabachi. We need to talk to Nakabachi, don't we?
Hey.
Like, seriously, he was the guy who was just copy pasta-ing John Titor stuff?
And he was the one who was having the conference that got interrupted by the satellite smashing into the building.
And he did cancel it, so it's not like he got hit with the satellite and died. Was he gonna do the same thing? But then it wouldn't be copying John Titor stuff. But John Titor wasn't around for him to have stuff for him to copy. That's what I'm saying.
John Titor didn't show up till now.
That's what I'm saying. We need to talk to Nakabachi. Don't we?
Dude! He has far more relevance than I was thinking he would.
But on another note, who are we playing? Okabe Rintarou, right?
Yeah? I'm pretty sure that's still true.
Where's the other one? Where's this timeline or world line's Okabe Rintarou? And if the one we're playing got put into his body, what happened to the other Okabe Rintarou that he occupied? And for that matter, if popping between world lines puts you in your own body,
well,
what's happening with John Titor? And why would it do that? Why would it put you in the same body?
Because that would be the easiest way for the world to accept you?
I could buy that. There's all manner of things that you could theorize to come up with to answer that. But it's like we have to have the answer because otherwise, where the heck is where the heck is the other one? And well, I'm not going to get into how they handle that in Zero Escape, but they do bring that up. Of course, I swear to God, we're gonna be Let's Playing a Gundam game at some point, and I'm gonna go on about Zero Escape. All right?
It's not our fault.
Just like how every game we're playing is a murder mystery, like all the time. It just.
Hey, he did examine her boobs.
Hey. I guess it happened sooner rather than later. But anyway, if that idea about so if your consciousness goes into the body that belongs to it in a different world line, then would that mean that the body or that the consciousness of John Titor goes into? I mean, I get that what happened with Okabe and what happened with Titor, if that's true, if it's real, aren't the same. Okay, they're not, because Titor claimed to come back through a time machine, whereas Rintarou just ended up in a parallel world.
Right.
Okay, so it's not the same, so it may not work this way. But what if it did? What if John Titor came back through time?
Into his younger self?
Into his younger self. One Nakabachi? Wouldn't that answer that question anyway?
I suppose so.
It's like the guy's not young, but he's not old either, so that would...
Yeah.
Like he's middle-aged, so... Anyway, that would explain why he had the same theories. Now, that is just speculation, but it's an important question. Not really just Titor, but more about Rintarou. I tried searching John Titor. Bizarre! This just can't be! I searched for information on Titor a few years ago. Back then I got tens of thousands of hits. Is this search engine filtered? Why?
The organization!
I try searching on another site. Ping?
Ding?
Goose went?
Inquire Walter? There's a frickin' old reference for you.
That can't still be around.
It's not.
I try searching on another site just to make sure, but it gives the same result. What is this madness? It feels like I've stumbled onto another plane of reality, or into another plane of reality.
Because if you think about it, his friends haven't acted in a different way than how he remembers them.
No, they're the same people.
So the divergence wouldn't have affected. The divergence wouldn't include them.
Because
they're the same as his world.
Yeah, just because it clearly didn't include them. Well, except for Makise.
Well, I didn't consider her his friend yet because
fair
they
enough.
barely met each other.
Fair enough. I'm just talking about main cast of the game.
Fair point. Fair point.
But yeah, wait.
What?
What were those texts we got? Is there some way to check that? Okay, that's fine. Those texts we got were about the Upa. Whoa.
I didn't even realize!
Me too! When the heck did we get that Upa?
In the other world! We're receiving texts from the other world line.
Oh my god!
That's what's happening! We didn't... Oh!
Because
in this one...
No, that has to be it! That has to be it! That has to! That's 100%, man!
Wait, no, hold on.
The conference was canceled!
Why? Yeah, we couldn't have got her the Upa!
Why were Okarin and Maishi there in the first place? They were there for the conference, but if the conference was canceled, they wouldn't have gone, right? Or when did it cancel? When did the thing slam into it? Did he run out of the building afterwards? In any case, remember that the world line where we came from, Makise was saying different stuff about her different experiences to Okarin.
Yeah, but after we met with her, Mayuri did show up and was like, I lost my Upa, and we did help her look, but then he walked outside and everything changed.
Right.
Okay, I'm just trying to keep that straight.
But what I'm saying is what Makise said to him wasn't the same as what he experienced.
Right.
And so, which was that in that world? Okay, anyway.
We couldn't have gotten the Upa in this world, because the place was closed.
Unless we're misinterpreting it and they were there and no, because Mayuri would remember something. She didn't remember the scream. It has to be that. It has to be... We have to be talking, because these are totally normal things to text about. And the friends, like you said, are the same people. Wow! Maybe that's not true, but it sure seems like it.
Yeah, I can't remember the exact details of the text either.
Well, no. Well, they were just about the Upa. So...
But were they about the metal Upa or Upa in general? Like, as a mascot? No, yeah, because he did say that it cost him a lot of money to get the Upa for her.
100 yen?
That's what he said. He's like, all those lab funds wasted. He was overblowing it in his usual manner.
Okay, hold up. The nice thing about recording what you're doing is you're recording what you're doing. Let's go look. I can't believe we didn't even think about it. But this has to be it. She dropped her Upa because she dropped the metal Upa.
Yeah!
And then Okarin responded that he bought it for her.
Oh, because our memories were the same as Okarin's.
And we just weren't thinking about it.
Well done, Steins Gate.
I'm starting to get a bad feeling about this. These past 2 days, I've been surrounded by nothing but chaos and confusion. Hold on. I just remembered.
I swear to God, if he starts talking about that text.
I know I purchased a book about Titor a few years ago. I scoured the bookshelf for it, but it's nowhere to be found. It's supposed to be right here. Impossible! How could this be? I'll call Daru. Well, I guess we're about to find out for sure, huh? At least we got it before the game told us.
Yeah!
He'll know about Titor for sure. Unless I read that, but he'll still know regardless of how many times I say that he'll know about Titor. For sure.
俺だ、状況は。
オカリンさ、電話の時ぐらいそういうのやめれ。
Report about what?
Quit talking like this, dude.
ジョン・タイターについて把握しているのかと聞いている。
ちっとも話が見えない件について。
内密に話がある。
And because he can't talk to him like a normal human being, They misunderstand each other.
Yep.
I quickly made plans to meet with him at May Queen plus Nyan Squared tomorrow afternoon and hung up the phone.
But there's no tip for that? I'm genuinely curious. Okay.
From Luka about yesterday.
Are you really okay with yesterday's exorcism? I feel like a more traditional ceremony would have been better. I'm worried something might happen to you because my exorcism wasn't strong enough. It bothers me so much I can't sleep at night. P.S. Because of that, I couldn't do more than 3 practice swings with Samidare.
He just believes it all.
That is so awesome. Very well. I shall now consult the ancient scriptures passed down to us by Mastermind Monokuma. Oh, spoiler-free Steins Gate Guide. Choose our destiny. Exorcism it is!
It wasn't bad, just a little clumsy. You're a servant of the gods. You need to project dignity and confidence. Work on it. After 350 messages on action, potential plot advancement, and some degree of theorizing on what the heck this game is actually going to be about, this seems like a great time to stop the episode.
Unfortunately, in our hubris, as we are wont to do, we continued on a little bit and got caught up in a really big scene.
It just seems like nothing ever happens except meet the next character who's weird and thinks Okarin is weird.
Which is ironically what happens next.
And thus, exactly why it was a poor idea. So we're cutting this one short right now. Anything you hear from us in the next episode, which is gonna be kind of short, please bear in mind it was originally part of this one.
And if you thought the Achan stuff went on for a while, we read all 350 messages.
Okay, thanks for being patient, guys.